Hi all, Goda Govinda. This is Madhvalasya from Channel ML. Today we are going to discuss about why we should not eat onions and garlic and why it is strictly followed in Sri Vaishnavism, and also how the other religions also take that into consideration. So I've already mentioned in my previous things why onions and garlics along with other fruits and vegetables should not be consumed due to its nature of the food, which should not induce sattvic character. So sattvic means mode of goodness, and rajasic means like a mode of passion, and tamasic means mode of ignorance. So we would be in all the three modes in during different stages of the day. So morning will be in sattvic mode, which is mode of goodness. Afternoon while you are working will be in the mode of passion, and then evening will be in the mode of ignorance. That means you'll always feel sleepy, and we cannot be able to do any other work. So that is what it is. So why onions and garlics comes constitute mode of ignorance and mode of passion, that's what we are going to discuss about it now. And also we'll give a scientific evidence also, what causes it, and then why in ancient period they restricted this onions and garlic. So if you're thinking onions and garlics are omitted only by Jains, then that's utter falsification, because Jains also do not eat onions and garlic. Even like Sri Vaishnavas or any Vaishnavas will never eat onions and garlic. And also even Chinese, ancient Chinese do not eat onions and garlic. If you go to ancient Chinese restaurants, they do not use onions and garlic. Ancient Greek restaurants, they do not use onions and garlic. And then certain Latin people also, ancient people do not use onions and garlic. It is just not just like Vaishnavism or Hinduism which does not use onions and garlic. There are many other religions which do not use onions and garlic as well. So basically onions and garlic will induce more sexual desires and attitudes. So that is one of the main reason where it is avoided. So basically you'll have more sexual desires if you eat more of onions and garlic. It will induce more sexuality into you to trigger all the sexual feelings, and then that is one of the reason why it is not allowed. Another thing is people might argue stating that onions and garlics have so much of health benefits, why we shouldn't eat it. So for those people I would like to put an argument like this. So even Tylenol also has health benefits, right? Tylenol helps us to suppress the fever, and a fever reducer, and also painkiller, and everything is there. So can we take Tylenol or any medication on a daily basis? No, right? Can we take Mucinex on daily basis even though we are not having any cold or sinus? No, right? It is similar way. Onions and garlic can be used only for treating certain diseases, and even that is not true, because onions and garlics, and nutrients present in onions and garlics are also already present in other vegetables and fruits which are allowed to be consumed. So in that case, why we have to consume on onions and garlic, right? So that is also there. Another thing is onions and garlic will trigger some nervous system issues, where if you continuously eat onions and garlic, your tongue would be very bland, and it due to the nervous disorders, it will not bend, your tongue will not bend, and you'll have some issues with talking and communications as well. Your communication will not be sharp, and nobody could be able to can understand what you're trying to speak. So that is the side effects of having consuming onions and garlic on a regular basis. And also another thing is and it also affects the nervous system, so that is also one of the reason. So I mean, if you find certain nutrients, what are the vegetables has this nutrients, broccoli has the same nutrients, sweet potato has the same nutrients, and then rice, grains, pulses has the same nutrients. So just onions and garlic is good for your brain, even sweet potato is good for your brain, ghee is good for your brain, clarified butter is good for your brain. So why not we are avoiding ghee and indulging on onions and garlic? And another thing they'll say, consuming onions and garlic will help in weight reduction, even sweet potato will help in weight reduction, vegetables will help in weight reduction. And then clarified butter, ghee helps in weight reduction. So those things, isn't it shocking that ghee helps us reduce weight reduction? Yes, it does, because we need energy to the brain, and if we are eating all the nutrients in a right proportion, then obviously you will get reduced. And I already mentioned in my other a discussion about weight management tips, where I've mentioned what can be consumed or what not to be consumed, when you're on the weight loss program. So I have never mentioned about consuming onion garlic is one of the weight loss program, because it is utter falsification. And even scientifically also it causes heartburn. Basically, if you consume too much of onions and garlic, it will cause some irritation in your digestive tract, the food pipe, and then it might lead to any heartburn and all other issues. So that is the reason in olden days they restricted us from eating onions and garlic. Actually, it was not in production, And even when I started to have production also, like they started restricting the onions and garlics and consuming onions and garlics completely. So even for that, because spiritually it is not a sattvic food, it is not in the mode of goodness, it is in the mode of ignorance. So our we are what we eat, right? So basically, our character and the mood will swing depending upon the food which we intake. Being working as an infant teacher in Primrose School, like they have proved that intake of more of vegetables and fruits, reduces the crankiness or madness in the kids, and they are more practical, and they're more calm and soothing. So that is what mentioned in Bhagavad Gita by Shri Krishna, and also and it's been strictly followed by our ancient people. So do not get carried away by the stupid arguments stating that onions and garlics have more health benefits. Other vegetables and fruits which can be consumed also has more benefits than onions and garlic. So it is just going to induce more and more health issues than the health benefits. That has been health issues is always been overlooked, and health benefits are always been underlooked. So that is what it is. So that is why in olden days we are not supposed to eat onions and garlics and certain vegetables and fruits. So and another thing, if you all want any homemade soaps or which are chemical and vegan, and also homemade vegan makeup product line, please text me or WhatsApp me. And if you are planning to take Sharanagati or end your birth and death life cycle or veg Srimanarana, please text and WhatsApp me, or you can contact Ahobala Madam USA or Ahobala Madam India. And please let me know, I mean, like any suggestions, feedback are all welcome. Please let me know what all topics you want me to you prefer me to discuss. I'm ready to discuss, but please give me a few days for me to prepare, because I am not that kind of a person who just talks on my own. No, I would listen to many. I have listened to by grace of my acharya, by blessing of my acharya, like I have listened to many upanyasams for so many years, and then only I came to this knowledge and realization. So all glories unto my acharya fees, and also to my Antaryami Madhavan. So if you want me to discuss about any other topics, please let me know. But again, please give me a few days for me to prepare with certain evidences, so that scientifically as well as spiritually, so that I'll be more confidently able to put forth my arguments for regarding related to the topic. And also please wear mask when you're going outside, and also whether you're vaccinated or not. And also please take reusable bags. It really helps the environment and saves a lot of plastic getting into it. Thank you so much. Stay safe and stay healthy. Goda Govinda.